I do one track day and look what's in my tyre. I would not have known that that was in there. Welcome to another video, guys. In today's video, we've got quite an important video to do. Basically, on the weekend, did a track day at a well-known UK track called Castle Combe. If you want to see some clips of that, I'll put a couple on screen now. So yeah, that was me going around track. Anyway, long story short, didn't actually realise going around track that my shock absorbers on the rear are done. Like, they are finished. So let me show you. So here you can see we've got loads of stuff to fit onto the car. Anyway, these are the shocks I've opted for. Now let me show you the old shock. So this old one, basically, it's really wet. It's leaked everywhere. And because it's done that, there is literally no compression. It goes all the way down, but it doesn't come back up. So here we go. I've actually taken it apart already because I fitted the new one. But if, for example, I press this all the way down, which hurts quite a bit on my hand without any like pressure on it, it's pretty hard to push down. But as you can see, literally no movement at all. And I'm not pressing down on it anymore. You can see it's like flush in my hand. It is not coming back up. So yeah, actually went round track with these shocks like this. And obviously this could have been quite dangerous, because if any of you guys are from the UK and you're my UK viewers, you'll know that Castle Combe, you go round basically clockwise. And if you work it out, the shock absorber, which was the one that was the problem, is actually on the passenger left. So that whole time, that shock was being put under the most pressure because it was obviously on every corner. So a little something there. Obviously I didn't send the car too hard on track because of the whole oil situation. I still had some fun. But yeah, things could have ended up pretty badly, I guess. So now that drawn out intro is done, I'm going to be showing you guys today how to fit new shocks to the rear. The front are a little bit complicated, so we're going to be ignoring those today. Bear in mind, there's just one that's the issue on this car. Like I said, rear passenger, but it's always recommended to change the rear shocks in pairs, or any shocks in pairs really. So we're doing both sides. I've already completed the bad side, so now we'll finish the good side, which I'm also thinking is leaking as well. So it's a good job we're doing both. First things first, gonna skip all the boring stuff, get the car jacked up, get the wheel off, get the car supported in any way that's safe for you to work on, and then we can go from there. Alright, so let's quickly go over some stuff that you're going to need. I would advise, if you do this at home, that you have some axle stands, stuff that you can get the wheels off, a couple of jacks, and socket sets and all that kind of stuff, as well as some Allen and Torx keys. So let me show you guys what I've got. So this jack is to support the wheel when the car's actually jacked up, so that the spring is basically a lot easier to get the shock out. I'll show you guys that in more detail in a little bit. Here are some tools I've got. We have a leverage bar that we're going to do stuff with. Also got the impact, 10mm to undo a little plastic cover. You're going to need this it's like a, female kind of, I guess you could say, backwards Torx. And you're also going to need an 18mm socket and an 18mm spanner, as well as a normal ratchet. So yeah, let's get the wheel off, and then I'll show you guys what else to do. So in my entire year of, over a year of having this car, I've never had this issue. I do one track day, and look what's in my tyre. Good job I actually took the wheel off to check, because I would not have known that that was in there. And that is really annoying, because these rear tyres have literally been on the car for less than probably 2,000 miles. So I'll either get the whole tyre replaced, or I'll just do an actual sealant one that you can kind of fix the tyre with. Let me know in the comments what you guys would do with that. As it's in the middle of the wheel, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Alright, so here we have it. Inside here, this is where your shock is, and as you can see, this shock has seen better days as well. It is not in the best condition, but these nuts, I guess you could say here, are what I pointed out for the kind of reverse Torx. They're going to be undone with this, so that's pretty simple. There's only 3 of them, and on the bottom you'll be able to see this plastic cover. Now this is held on with some 10mm, so I'd advise you take this off, and it just makes the whole thing way more accessible. So I'm going to take the 10mm kind of plastic guard off, and then once I've done that, it gives me way more access to actually get the main bolt out that holds the shock absorber to the whole kind of suspension parts. So I've now actually removed those 4 nuts. As you can see, they are just down there. There's actually 4 of them. I've also put the plastic guards somewhere safe. So now what we're going to move on to is actually undoing those 3 on the top of the strut, and then we can work on doing the bottom half. One thing I am going to do first is just put the jack underneath the spring and just apply a little bit of pressure. This way, when you do actually remove the bolt, you don't have to hammer it out or anything. It can just come out nicely and there's no unnecessary pressure on everything. Here we go. All those 3 have been removed. Just put them down there. And one thing I would say is, as you can see, these kind of like covers that cover the shock, these can be replaced. I didn't actually get any of these because there were none in stock. I know you guys are going to moan in the comments, but it's not too hard to actually replace them. Now we're going to actually move on to that bolt there. And this side is the actual bolt itself. You guys probably can't see it very well, but it's obviously on the opposite side. So you want to get your socket and your spanner and undo that. This is where the leverage bar comes in pretty handy because it can be quite tight. All right, there we go. That's removed. So now, pretty easy part. You want to pull the shock down. I'll actually get a torch on so I can show you guys this. Okay, so this is pretty simple. All you want to do, it may take both hands, is actually compress the shock with like your body and pull it down, and then you'll be able to pull it out. As you can see, it is coming down with one hand, and we'll actually just do a little test, see if this shock goes up on its own. As you can see, that one is finished as well. So good job we're actually replacing both, because this one is done too. On the top here, you'll also notice a little cap. Some BMs have this, some don't. You can just pry this off with a little straight screwdriver. This just stops debris getting in where the actual bolt and nut are themselves. But I guarantee this one will actually be corroded itself as well. Excuse the workbench, it is actually a work in progress. So what I'm going to do now is actually pry this plastic cap off. You can put this old one in the vise, as it's no good. It doesn't matter if we damage it in any way, but obviously you don't want to be crimping the actual shock itself in the vise with the brand new ones. Just bear that in mind. To get this undone, I'm literally going to do the vise really tight on the actual piston itself, and I'm going to use the gun to actually undo it, because it's just way easier, because I guarantee it'll be corroded, which we'll check now. So even though they have the caps on, as you can see, that is still really badly corroded. So we're just going to undo it with the gun. So here you can see, guys, new shock is all fitted. The mount plate's fitted, as well as all the covers. So what you want to do is reverse the steps that I showed you to begin with, but you will have to squash the shock to actually get it back into the fitment place. So it really is as simple as that, guys. Make sure the top 3 bolts are tight, and make sure you've done that bottom one tight. Make sure you've done it nice and tight with a leverage bar or something like that, so it's not going to fall off or anything like that. And that's basically it. As you can see, we've got a brand new shock on there now, looking really clean compared to all the other parts. Unfortunately, this kind of lighting does make the car look rough, but at least the outside's still gleaming. Okay, we're basically done now, guys. Just a few more things to tidy up, which I'll show you now. If you are interested as well, we're going to be fitting a new rocker cover gasket to this M235 engine. So if there's something that interests you or you need information on it, then leave any comments down below. Also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the video on that. And if you have enjoyed today's video or found it informative in one way or another, then please consider giving it a thumbs up and also checking out other videos on the channel. We're also not going to put the wheel back on yet, because I'm going to take that to a tyre shop tomorrow to get the nail taken out and to get it all resealed and done properly, because new tyre doesn't really make sense when it's literally got like 6mm of tread left. But if we look underneath here, new shock, all fitted, looking really good. As you can see, bolts are all tight there. We've got the whole new shock. So I think we will give the rest of this a clean come the summertime, because it's all absolutely stinking. And for now, that tyre's going to stay there and look sorry for itself. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, guys, like I said, do those things, I'd really appreciate it. And apart from that, stay tuned for more M235i content on this M235 platform. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.